everybody, and welcome to a brand new series here on Beep Boop. Today we're going to be taking a look at RPG Maker MV. This is the newest RPG Maker that has come out, as per my knowledge. I've been poking around with RPG Maker since I was in high school. It's been quite some time I've been poking around with it. We're going to take a look at it today. This isn't a tutorial. I'm not going to be strictly teaching you how to do things, but I will be just taking you through the program, trying to teach you what I know and how I do things, and trying to just show you the behind the scenes of one of the projects I'm working on at the moment. So this is what it looks like. This is what the program looks like. This is how you start off. You got your map. You got your character here in the middle. That's our main character. If we were to play test this right now, we would be standing in the grass, and that was it. That's how the game starts. That's how it looks. Over here on the left, you've got your tile set. So basically, you can click on these things and drag them into the world, like this tree. Boom, there you go. It's as simple as that. Now that tree is there. You can click and drag, and some smart tiles like this will create multiple trees. If you hold Shift, you can do that. I mean, there's a bunch of different things you could do with the smart tiles and whatnot. So just like that, you can create a forest. Boom! How pretty! Look how pretty. Oh. So yeah, you can add whirlpools. You could add, rocks and water. As you can see, this is a smart tile here as well. So if I put water next to it, it will automatically connect to the water. If we put it around, there you go. Now we've got that there. This whirlpool will also automatically connect to everything. So that's how map creation is done in RPG Maker MV. Now if you go down here, you can change your maps as well, your tile sets. So now if we want to put a castle in here, we can come up here and blango, there's our castle. Simple as that. Then you change to tile set C. We got buildings, walls, everything you could possibly need. And then we won't get into this right now. This is a bit more complex, and I'll talk about that in a later episode. Down here you've got your maps. This is map 01. If you right click and hit edit, you can change the name of that. So we can change that to test. Display name is something new in MV. Basically, when the character walks into this map, the name of the map will come up. So we can change it to hello, and I'll show you that later. Width and height is pretty straightforward. Your encounter steps, if you've got encounters on, basically this is how many steps on average it'll take for a monster to show up. You can scroll the map so that it repeats over and over again. This is where you pick the tile sets that appear over here, A, B, C, and whatnot. So right now we are on the overworld tile set. We can change to inside if we were creating the inside of a building, outside if we were creating like a town, a dungeon, of course. This is sci-fi or science fiction. Outside, inside, those are two different inside and outside sets. Parallax background, basically you can have like stars in the background, or blue sky, or mountains, or stuff like that. You could also design your maps through parallax background mapping, which is what I'm doing in the game I'm working on. But that's a lot more complex, and I'll get into that in a later episode of whatever this is called. So you can loop the parallax map just like you could loop the map itself. So you could have the clouds slightly moving, that kind of thing. You can turn off dashing, which means the players can't run. You can leave notes for yourself, which don't really do anything unless you're using plugins. And encounters over here, these are your list of monsters that can currently appear on that map. So right now we don't have any, so we don't need to worry about the encounter steps or anything like that. So that's this. Up here you've got all your tools, just like in any other program. You've got all your tools over here. You've got the new game, the load game, the save game. You can cut, paste, and from the clipboard you can undo. This is the level editor function, so that means we can change the appearance of our map. This here is the events, so this means I can put in a door that will transfer the player somewhere else. I could put in a chest. I could put in another person that you could talk to. Basically things that you interact with, or things that control what happens in the game. You can set the lighting effects. You can have a cutscene happen through all this kind of stuff. But that's what this is the event page. That's what this is for. This is for creating your game as well. So over here, this is just for the event page. This is the pencil, which means every time I click, it's just one square. This is the square dragger, I guess. I'm not sure what that's called. So you can just click and drag and bring a gigantic square like this. Then of course there's the same thing, but there's a circle one like this. So I mean, these are just basic editors. Then there's the paintbrush, which just fills in the whole area like this, like that. You know what I mean? Boom. Now we're in a desert. And this is also brand new to MV. This is the shadow pen. So basically, you can create shadows like this, which are semi-transparent when the player can walk through them. So that's really cool. That's a nice little feature. You can get rid of them or you can add them. This up here, hold on, let me just. This right here, also straightforward. This is the zoom in function. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can make it 1-to-1. And okay, this is where things get a little tricky. This is your database. So this is basically where everything in your game is. All your main characters, all the classes, your skills, items, weapons, armors, enemies, troops, states, animations, tile sets, common events, system types, and terms. You can change practically anything in here. So enemies and troops, I'm going to explain real quick because these are complicated, or not complicated, just a little confusing to start off with. Your enemies are your bad guys. You've got your bat, your slime, your orc, your minotaur. These are their individual stats. These are their traits, all their information, all that kind of stuff is here. That's where you find all this. But your troops are basically what enemies will show up in battle. So troop number 1 is bat times 2. So that means in battle you'll find 2 bats. So this is the general settings for battling 2 bats. Now you could just have 1 bat if you wanted to. Just go in here and hit remove. Now the battle is only with 1 bat. Simple as that. But enemies, troops. That's the difference between those. I hope this makes sense. So everything here is listed. You can change the terms. You can change basically if you want level to be called something else, you can change that. Your HP, you can call it health instead, magic, all this kind of stuff. All these messages for when people get hurt, you can change. You can change literally anything in this game, and I'm not going to go through everything you can change. You just got to play around with it. Then we go over here to plugins. We don't have any right now. Basically, these are like scripts that people have made to create their own things in the game. They can make the game better, they can make the game worse, they can make the game run better, look better, sound better. Plugins, there could be literally anything. Then right here is your game audio. This is where you'll find your BGM, which is your background music, your BGS, your background sounds, your I can't remember that. Your sound effects and your music effects. That's the one. So this is where all your music is listed, and you can just hit the play button to sample them, and you can change the volume, the pitch, and pan, which is really interesting. This is the event searcher. Basically, you can search for an event if you label it. Let's say you're working on a huge game. It's got 100 maps. You put one event somewhere where an old man says hello. You can't find it anymore. You come in here, you search it. It'll bring you to it. Easy. Then we've got the character generator, which is also brand new to MV. That's not true. I think Ace had it. So basically, you can create a character. So you can hit random, and it's it does exactly what it said. It randomizes characters. It gives you all the sprites you could possibly need. You've got your face. You've got your movement sprite, your dead sprite, your battling sprites, everything you could possibly need, and you can add all of this yourself. Give them a tail. There you go. So those are the menus. That's the front page. There's also all of this up here, modes, draw, scale, all this, but we don't need to get into any of that. I'm not really sure how long I've been recording, so I'm going to call this episode right now. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to be getting more in depth on how things work with RPG Maker, with events and stuff like that, because that's where the real fun happens. So if you liked what you saw here, if you want to learn more about RPG Maker, or you just want to learn more about what I've been doing with RPG Maker and working on the RPG, let me know, because if you guys don't like this, I'm not going to keep uploading it. Simple as that. So let me know if you like it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.